So, for those of you unaware, I am Esam, professional Smash Ultimate player, best Pikachu in the world, ranked top 15 in the world, although I think that is going to go higher when tournaments start going back up because I feel like I have improved a lot since last year. And I've been playing Smash competitively since 2005, casually for longer than that. So I'm just going to be giving y'all some tips and tricks that are, one, applicable to Pikachu, two, applicable to everyone. So the first thing that we are going to do is talk about the controls in this game and what I think are the best controls. Because these are my controls, which I use the GameCube controller. And I'll be going over Pro Controller stuff too because it's a fine controller, I just don't use it. The basic controls that I change are L to jump, X to special, and then my C-stick to tilts. I turn stick jump off, and I have A-B smash on. So I'm just gonna go here really quick. And I think this is, again, it's really hard to say what is completely optimal or correct in a lot of cases in this game because there's tons of pros that play default controls. There's tons of pros that play so many different forms of controls. Some use the Pro Controller, some use GameCube. It's not exactly easy to say what is best. However, what you do with your controls just needs to be what makes you comfortable. One thing that is very good in my opinion about the GameCube controller, or not like in particular, but one thing that you should do when you are making your button layout is I would personally recommend for the face buttons, you don't have two jump buttons. Because the jump buttons are kind of in the same spot, and I feel like using Y or X is like basically the same thing in these situations. So you might as well turn one of these to something else, whether it is, I would personally recommend special, shield, or grab, because it's really good if you have X to shield to just be able to like run up and parry without like having to worry about like the spring of the controller or whatever. Also, of course, it's good to grab because if you don't want to be like, if you want to be ready to shield and you don't want to be moving your finger back and forth between R and Z, and you aren't someone that plays like this, because I think this is pretty rare. And then A-B smash, most people just turn this off. I know, and most people have like high stick sensitivity, but I don't really think stick sensitivity does anything. I know it's like one extra frame or less of like if it's gonna do a smash attack versus a tilt, and I just find that normal works for me. Check what works for you. If you want to mess with them, mess with them. Like, the thing is, control schemes are never permanent. For Pro Controller, if I didn't play Pikachu, if I wasn't like gonna play Pikachu, I'd probably play Pro Controller, honestly, because you have an extra button, and I like the button layout of Pro Controllers a lot. If you are fine without having your like the gates, the octagonal gates on the controller, Pro Controller's lit. I honestly think it's so good. I love the way the sticks feel. I love like a lot of things about this controller. Personally, when I play Pro Controller, like the times I do have two jump buttons on the face, which I know I said is bad in the GameCube controller, but I think it's fine because that way you can go jump and attack and then jump and special with like sliding your finger from X to A. Why does Pika make a difference in this decision? Quick attack angles. If you're on Pro Controller and you don't have those gates and those notches, it becomes a lot harder to do the angles specifically that you want. Like, you'll accidentally do the wrong angle. Like, when you're recovering, you're just like, oh my god, I'm gonna do this, and like you just mess up. I don't want to have to think about it. Like, right now I'm actively thinking about my angles, and I would rather not have to. As I kind of mentioned, the more you have to think about stuff, like there, I was trying to just go up and then up forward, and it didn't work because I didn't go forward enough or something, because the controller feels different and there's no gates. But yeah, obviously I don't use Pro Controller. I think the controller's great. I think it's fine for competitive play. Again, I would just, for controls, just use what's comfortable. And if you're struggling doing a particular technique that you're trying to learn, like let's say for Steve, if you're trying to learn the no impact land blocks and you can't move from Y to B fast enough, either jump with L, put special on B, or either put special on L, or do my controls, because I've been doing it fine, you know?